Brilliant. So have we all got our weights, bands, and roller if we're using them? So we're going to start feet together, turning toes out, followed by heels. So just looking down at your feet, making sure they're tracking straight and parallel to each other. Soft through the knees, hips facing forward, shoulders round and down, and ears over the shoulders. Placing the hands on the hips, so we're just going to rock that pelvis forward and back. So flattening through the lumbar spine and arching through the lumbar spine, finding the halfway point between the two. Placing the hands over the rib cage, drawing those shoulders down the back, lengthening through the crown of the head. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, feel the rib cage expanding, and out through the mouth. While we continue with this deep lateral breathing, I want you to think about the belt around your waist, drawing the sides towards each other, belly button towards the spine, and then thinking of those pelvic floor muscles like a lift coming up. 1, 2, 3. So tightness through the core region, but you can keep with that deep lateral breathing. Relaxing the arms down by your side, and we're just going to loosen off those shoulders with some nice forward shoulder rolls. Good. Just getting movement, rotation through the shoulders. One more time forward, and then we're going to reverse up to the ears, over the mountain, and down the other side. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Working with the breath one more time, and then we're relaxing the shoulders down the back. We're going to float the arms out to the side, again keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. On the out breath, push the air away as you bring the arms back down. Good. In breath, locking those shoulders down the back. As we reach up to the ceiling, we're going to reach the right arm up to the ceiling and draw the shoulder blade down the back. Left arm reaching up and slide. Feel that shoulder blade sliding down your back. Right arm reaching up and slide the shoulder blade down the back. Left arm reaching up and draw that shoulder blade down the back. We're going to push the air away, bring the arms back to shoulder height, and then bring the right arm across your chest, hook just above the elbow, and then we're going to drop that right hand down the middle of your back just to increase that stretch there. Good, so you should be feeling it through the tricep here. Good, and then we're going to take the left arm out to the side, bring it across the chest, hook above the elbow, and then again to progress it, drop that hand down the middle of your back, and just keep the pressure on above the elbow. 2 and 1, good, and we're going to sweep the arms back, interlock the fingers, turn them inside out, lift them away from the glutes, and remember we're squeezing the shoulder blades together, so don't tip forward. Crown of the head to the ceiling. Good, lift those hands up away so you're getting that lovely opening through your chest. And then relax the grip and shaking those arms off. Good. So into our neck stretches, we're going to go left ear to left shoulder, right arm behind the back. Take that left hand over the head, drawing that right shoulder down, and just breathing through that gentle stretch. Shouldn't be any sharp discomfort there. And center back up. We're going to change sides, right ear to right shoulder, left arm behind the back. Take the right hand over the head. And again, just gently breathing through that, drawing that left shoulder down the back. And coming back to the center again. So keeping the knees soft, right arm up, left arm down. Lengthen through the waist and over into the side bend. So remember, we're looking for length. We're not collapsing the waist and sliding that hip out. We're looking for nice length to open up this right side. In breath to center, and we're changing arms. Again, lengthen through the waist over into that right side bend. Feel the lovely opening through that left side, and center back up. We're going to do one more time to each side. Right arm up, and then we're going to grab hold of that right wrist and just increase the stretch over. If you're feeling it in your back, bend those knees a little bit. And center back up. We're changing the grip, so taking the left wrist and over into the right side bend. Good. And center back up again, and just giving those shoulders a roll. We're going to go down into the roll down. So when you're ready, drawing the belly button to spine. On the out breath, we're going to drop chin to chest, and then slowly peeling the vertebra off the imaginary wall behind you. Arms hanging, head hanging, letting the crown of the head weight you down towards your toes. Then we're going to hook the fingers either under the toes or place them flat onto the floor, and we're going to straighten through the right knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through the left knee for 4, 3, 2, 1, and soften. Straighten through both knees, head hanging, drawing the shoulders down the back. Just breathing through that lovely stretch. And then we're going to soften the knees, scoop the belly button to spine. We're rounding back up, stacking that spine, roll those shoulders back, and coming up to standing. Excellent. So we're going to grab our weights. Just to say, if you've got particularly light weights and you want to work a little bit harder, you can use the band. So I don't know if anybody wants to work harder. I just say that. Just to show you quickly with the bicep curls, you obviously stand on the band, palms facing away, and bicep curl that way. But if you're happy with your weights, we're going to start with bicep curl. So palms facing away from you, elbows locked in, soft knees, and think about your core. And we're bringing the weights up to the front of the shoulders and lower back down. Good. So for 9 and lower. 8, squeeze those elbows in. For 7 and lower. Good. 6. The more we get those elbows squeezing into our side, the more we're engaging those biceps. Good. For 4 and lower. 3 and lower. Good. 2 more. And last one. And lower back down, palms facing towards the thighs. We're bringing the arms straight out in front and lower back down. Good. Remember, don't let the weights pull on your back. Make sure you're in a nice neutral spine position and engage the core. For 7 and lower. Good. For 6 and lower back down. 5, control the movement. Good. For 4, if it gets a bit much, of course, you can bend those elbows. For 3, lock the shoulders down the back. For 2, and last one. Good. And lower back down. We're holding the weights in front. Now, before we did it, elbows to the side, but we're going to hold the elbows just in front of us. Imagine we're holding a glass of water. We're going to lift the elbows up and pour the water down the sink. And bring the arms back out in front. For 9. And center. 8. If you feel it gets too much, then bring those elbows back into your side when you center. For 6 and center. Good. 5 and center. For 4 and center. 3 and center. Good. For 2 And last one. And center back up and relax those arms and just shake them off. Brilliant. So into the tricep kick back. Start with the weight to the front of the shoulder. Again, bring those elbows behind the body. We're going to take the arms back and up towards the ceiling and draw them back forward. Good. So for 9 and back. Good. Remember, protect your necks. So draw your chin into your chest. 7 and in. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, for 2. Keep those elbows behind the body. Last one. Good. And relax the arms down. We're going to put one weight down. Hold the weight in the right hand. Arm straight up to the ceiling, shoulder down the back. And then we're going to bend the elbow and drop the weight down the center of the back. Keeping the elbow over the shoulder, remember you can support your arm. We're going straight up to the ceiling for 10 and lower. 9, lower, good. For 8 and 7. For 6. Good. Has everyone been practicing all week? 5. Practicing. Keep them going every day. 4 and 3. Good. For 2. And last one. Brilliant. Bring the weight down. We're going to swap hands. Left arm up to the ceiling and drop the arm down the back. Elbows over shoulder, and we're pushing up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8. Good. 7. If you want to work harder, just let that arm drop a little bit more down your back. 5, 4, 3, controlling the movement. 2, and last one. Brilliant. Relax the arm down. We're going to do 2 sets today. So grabbing the other weight again. Palms facing away from you. Soft knees, core engaged. We're bicep curling for 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6. Locking those elbows in. 5, 4, for 3 and 2. Last one. Lower back down. Turn the palms towards the front of your thigh and with straight arm raising for 10 and 9. Good. 8. Core locked in so you're not pulling on your back for 7 and 6. 5. Good. For 4. Good. Keep those shoulders down for 3. 2 more. And lower. Last one. And lower back down. Good. Bring the hands. So remember, if you want to work harder, bring those elbows in front of the body. And we're lifting the elbows up. Pour the water down the sink. For 9. And center. 8. And center. Good. For 7. Lifting the elbows up, but shoulders down the back. 5. And 4. For 3. Hopefully your arms are burning as much as mine are burning. For 2. And last one. Good. Lower the arms down and just shake them off. Into the tricep kick back. So elbows behind the body. And we're taking the arms back and up for 10. And 9. For 8. And 7. Good. For 6 and 5. If your neck is really hurting, just come stand upright a little bit more and draw the ears over the shoulders. I think we're on 5, 4, 3, 2 more, and last one. Good, and shaking those arms off. Back to one weight in the right hand, arm up to the ceiling, drop the weight down the middle of the back, and we're pushing up to the ceiling for 10, and lower. 9, really control this one. 8, and lower, good. For 7, and lower. 6, and 5, good. 4 more, and 3, good. 2 more, and last one. Brilliant. And we're going to change the weight into the left hand, straight up to the ceiling. Last ones now. Lower down behind the back and push up for 10 and 9. Good. 8, make sure that elbow stays over the shoulder. 7 and 6, 5, 4. Good. Locking the shoulder down the back for 3 and 2. Last one. Lower back down and bring the arm. Great. And we're going to just give those arms a good circle round, getting the air, the oxygen back into those arms. Good. So, standing at the ends of your mat, core engaged, soft knees. In fact, if you want to do this, roll down with straight legs because we've already loosened up, by all means do so. So, chin to chest, arms hanging, head hanging, just slowly articulating through the spine, letting the crown of the head weight you down all the way to your feet. Just let those arms hang, shoulders down your back, head dropping down to the floor. And then we're going to soften through the knees, walk the hands forward, and we're coming down onto all fours. Good. Okay. So scooping that belly button to spine, wrists under shoulders, knees underneath the hips, into the cat stretch. So on the in-breath, we're rounding that thoracic back up towards the ceiling. On the out-breath, lengthen tail and crown, feeding on through into that back extension. Good. In-breath, rounding thoracic back up towards the ceiling. On the out-breath, lengthen tail and crown into that back extension. Last one, in breath, rounding thoracic back up, lengthen tail and crown, feeding on, hold this back extension. Just breathe through that lovely stretch, and then we're just going to flex that back off, rounding up to the ceiling and coming back into your neutral spine position. We're sliding that left leg back. Drop that left hip down. You can come onto your forearms if you want to. Push back through the hands, heel to the floor. And we're holding this calf stretch now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And sliding that left knee in. Good. We're sliding the right leg back. Tuck the right toe underneath you. Push back through the hand. Just while we're holding the stretch, Bridget and Anne, Vessel, I can't see you. Wessel, sorry, I can't see you. If you are able to just lower your cameras a bit, or do it after the stretch if you want. 3, 2, 1, and sliding that right knee back in again. Brilliant. So we're going into hip drops. So when you're ready, we're going to drop the hips down to the right. Turn to look over your left shoulder. In, breath to center, back up again. Good. We're dropping both hips down to the left. Looking over your right shoulder at your feet. And center, back up. We're going to hold the stretch a little bit more on the next one. So we're going to drop the hips to the right. Looking over your left shoulder at your feet. And center. And then both hips to the left. Looking over your right shoulder at your feet and center, back up again. Brilliant. So Anne West, so I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't see you. Sorry. Are you able to adjust your camera? Jane Thomas, are you okay to come down to side lying and do this one? We're going to do the thread and needle. So we're taking the right hand. Bring the right hand up to the ceiling, follow the hand with the head, and then we're taking the back of the hand through the gap, bring the head and shoulder onto the floor and look up to the ceiling. And if you want to increase the stretch, you want to roll back onto that right shoulder a bit. That really increases that stretch behind the right shoulder there. Good. Come up onto all fours again. Taking the left arm up to the ceiling, back of the hand to the floor. Now remember, keep the hips over the knees. Don't sit back towards your heels. Feed it through, head and shoulder down, and then look up. Roll back on that left shoulder to increase the stretch. Good, and coming back onto all fours again. Good. One more time to each side. So we're taking the right hand up to the ceiling. Follow the hand with the head. Feed it through the gap. Head and shoulder down. And then this time, if you want to progress it, we're going to take the left hand up above the head onto the floor. Back of the hand on the floor. And again, eyes to the ceiling. Roll back on that right shoulder. Such a good stretch, this. Breathe through it. And then coming back up onto all fours again. Good. So left arm up to the ceiling. Feet through the gap. Head and shoulder down. Good. And then take that right hand up above the head. Sorry, left hand even. Up above the head onto the floor. Back of the hand on the floor, eyes to the ceiling. And again, roll back on that shoulder if you want to increase that stretch. Good. And coming back up onto all fours again. So we're going to sit back on our heels, or if you can't get onto the heels, just walk. It's because I'm sitting on my speaker. Jane Thomas, you're right with your straight legs. Sorry, I meant to say. Okay, and now we're going to walk the hands round. So staying in your child pose, walk the hands round to the right. Keep the weight into your left seat bone and lengthen that left arm away from you. So you're getting that lovely stretch all the way from the top of the hip, all the way up that left side. Good. And then walk the hands back to the center again. And then we're going to walk around to the left this time, reaching that right arm. Underneath your belly button, rounding back up and stacking that spine. Brilliant. So we're coming to sitting on the mat. We're going to have the right leg in front. You can either have the left leg long, or if you're able to, we'll pop that left leg behind you. So into the mermaid seated position. If you're sitting with the leg straight out in front of you and you're feeling quite collapsed through your waist and the back, pop yourself onto a block so that we really want to make sure we're nice and straight through our backs. So if you're feeling a bit scrunched down, pop yourself onto a cushion or a block. Okay, so we're going to come over the back leg behind, or the straight leg over to the left side. Brilliant. Bring the right arm over, hand onto the roller. Sorry, did I say have your roller on the right side? We're going to roll that roller away. If you're not using a roller, that's fine. Just do it on the floor. And we're bringing the left arm over the top. Good. And coming back up to sitting. Now, for those who were there on Monday, you know what's coming next. For those who weren't, we're going to stay with just going to the right side. But we're trying to work these lovely love handles. So when we go push away, we really want to be focusing on those oblique muscles, these side muscles, to come back up again. We're going to go for 10 times. So we've all done one. So we're going for 9 and back up. Try not to use the roller to lift you back up. For 8. And back up again. Good. Just keeping that elbow of the right hand slightly bent so you're not putting too much pressure. I've lost count. Are we on 6? Good. And back up. If you want to work harder, take yourself a bit lower. For 5. And squeezing those obliques. Good. For 4. And back up. Good. 3 more. Make sure you're not putting the pressure through your arm. In fact, have a little trial. In fact, it's impossible to do it without the hand going to the floor. But 2 more. Reaching over. Squeeze those oblique muscles. Last one. Good, and come back up. If you've got the leg bent behind you, bring it out in front again. Take the right arm to the ceiling, and then we're taking the chest over the left knee. Bring the right hand to the outside of that left leg, and then you can interlock your fingers, drop your head down, breathe through that lovely stretch. 3, 2, 1, and back up to sitting. Brilliant. So, bringing the roller now onto the left side, left foot into the inside of the right thigh, and then the choice is yours if you want to pop that right leg behind you. Roller on the left side. So we're going to push the roller away, drop the shoulder down, lifting through the waist. Bring the arm over. We're going to go over to that right side. Brilliant. Hand back on the roller or floor, and we're going for 10 now. So rolling away. Keep the elbows soft and make sure you use your oblique muscles, not the roller, to come back up. For 9 and up. Good. In fact, what's quite good is to maybe, when you push the roller away, let your forearm slide onto the roller, and that stops you using your hand to push yourself up. Good. For 6 and up. Good. For 5 and up. Good. Feeling it. 4 and up. Good. 3 more. And squeeze those obliques. 2 more. Last one now. You're all doing great. And roll back up again. Excellent. We're going to take that right leg forward if you've got it tucked behind you. Left arm up to the ceiling. Take the chest over that right knee. Bring the left hand to the outside of the leg. Interlock the fingers. Drop the head down. Breathe through that stretch. Good, and rounding and stacking that spine. Good job, everyone. If you're using the roller, we're going to come to lying on the roller. If you're not using the roller, then obviously just come down to lying on the floor. So sitting on the end, gently take yourself back down to lying with it vertically down your spine. If you're on the roller, you can have your feet a bit wider, so towards the edges of the mat. If you're on the floor, knees and feet hip width apart. And we're just going to find our neutral spine position. So on the in-breath, we're going to roll that pelvis forward, arching through the lumbar spine, chin towards the ceiling. On the out-breath, flattening through the lumbar spine, chin towards the chest, and we're going to hold that lovely length through our back, and we're floating the right and left arm up to the ceiling, drawing the shoulders down the back. Good. Palms facing each other. On the in-breath, we're floating the back of the hands down towards the floor. Drop the shoulders over the edge of the roller. So we're taking them out to the side. Yeah, shoulder height, brilliant. Keep that rib cage down. Dropping the shoulders down over the edges of the roller if you're using it. And then we're going to draw the arms back up to the ceiling again. Good. One more time. In breath, floating the back of the hands down towards the floor. Drop the shoulders either side of the roller. Just breathing through that lovely opening through your chest, rib cage down, and float the arms back up to the ceiling again. Palms facing. We're going right arm up above the head, left hand down towards your feet. Keep the hands on the floor. So we're dragging the fingers on the floor as we take the arms out. Left arm up, right arm down, and draw back up to the ceiling again. Left arm up above the head, right hand down onto the floor. We're dragging those fingers on the floor as we bring the left arm down, right arm up, and draw those arms back up to the ceiling again. Shoulders down away from the ears. We're going to drop the elbows down to the floor at shoulder height. Hands, fingers up to the ceiling. Keeping the rib cage down, take the back of the hands towards the floor. Good. This is a lovely stretch. If you can't reach the floor, just don't force it. And then we're going to slide the hands along the floor, keeping that 10 to 2 position, rib cage down, and draw the arms back up to the ceiling again. Good. One more time. Drop the elbows down to the floor at shoulder height. Take the back of the hands to the floor, keeping the rib cage down. Slide the hands along the floor, drawing the shoulders down the back, and then draw the arms back up to the ceiling again. Perfect. We're going to relax the arms down by your side. Locking that lumbar spine to the mat, we're going to float that left leg up into tabletop position. So keeping that back locked down. If you aren't using the foam roller, you can do double leg here. And so we're toe tapping with that left foot into the bucket of water and back up again. Good. Locking that back down. Out breath to lower. In breath to bring it back up again. We're going to take the right arm up to the ceiling now as we keep toe tapping with that left leg. And now, as we lower the leg, we're going to take that right arm up above the head, locking the lumbar spine to the floor. And to increase it now, we're going to take the left arm up to the ceiling. The left arm, just stay still. Good. And then if you want to now, you can lower the left arm. So left arm down, right arm up, and back up again. Good. 4 more. 4, locking that back down. 3. And 2. Last one now. If you've been doing it with double legs on the floor, just give your knees a hug. We're lowering the left foot down, arms back down by your side. Good. So we're in for another set. We're taking the right leg up, but if you're on the floor, double leg, and we're toe tapping. Lock that back down. Remember, if you want to make it harder still, to bring your left foot in towards the mat slightly. If you're rolling away too much, then obviously take that left foot wider. We're floating the left arm up to the ceiling. And as we lower the right leg, we're taking that left arm up above the head. Good. And then we're going to float the right arm up to the ceiling. Lock that back down, though. So with all these arms and legs, we forget about our lumbar spine. And now we're going to go left arm up above the head, right hand down towards the floor. Good. For 5 and 4, locking that back down. For 3 and 2. Last one. Good. And lowering the leg, lowering the arms back down to the floor. We're going to slide off the roller and come up to a sitting position. Just sliding that roller away. We're grabbing our bands now. And we're going to take the band behind the legs and tie it. We're going to tie it fairly tight. Everybody got a band. Otherwise, I was going to say a scarf, but I think everyone's got a band, haven't you? Yeah. Okay. So we're tying that band nice and tight around the top of the thighs. Make sure that it doesn't slide down over your knees. We're going to come down to lying on our right side. Shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked, feet are together, knees together. Good. Now remember, this is a glute exercise, so we want to be actually mentally thinking about squeezing these glutes. So straight away now, think about squeezing those glutes. Think about the waist lifting slightly off the mat as well, so we've got that core engaged. Hand on top of the hip, feet staying glued together. We're going to take the knee up to the ceiling and don't drop back on that hip. And lower back down. Good. Squeeze the glutes, knee up and lower. Good. Squeeze that left glute, knee to the ceiling. Hold it here and we're pulsing it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Remember, we're keeping the feet glued together at the moment, knee to the ceiling. And we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8. Make sure you're not dropping back on that hip. 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower back down. Good. We're taking that knee and ankle up to the ceiling. Keep the straight line between the knee and ankle. And lower. Good. Knee and ankle up to the ceiling. And we're pulsing it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Fire up that left glute. 3, 2, 1. And lower back down. Good. On the out breath, knee and ankle up to the ceiling. And we're pulsing for 10, 9. If you get any sharp pains in your hip, just go back to lowering and lifting. 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Give the glutes a bit of a shake off. We're going to lengthen that top leg straight down, pointing through the toes. Remember to lift that waist as we take the toe to the ceiling. Flex, lengthen that top line and lower back down. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen the top line to lower. Good. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower back down. 5 more. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. Good. 3 more. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen, lower. 2 more. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. Last one. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. Excellent. Give the legs a bit of a tap off. We're going to come onto our fronts. We're coming into a plank position. If you struggle with the plank, you can come onto your knees. So the knees can be down on the floor. Tuck the toes underneath you and then slide your shoulders so they come over your elbows. Make sure you keep your neutral spine position. If you can, obviously, lift those knees up into the plank position, and we're holding this now for 10, 9, 8. Have a little look at your frame. Make sure the bottoms aren't up or you're not hollowing through that back. 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back down again. Excellent. Coming onto our left side. Good. Lying on that left arm. Shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. Feet glued together, hand on top of that top hip, squeezing through the right glute, and we're taking the knee up towards the ceiling and lower back down. So remember, we're keeping the feet together at the moment, knee to the ceiling, firing up that right glute and lower. Good. On the out breath, knee to the ceiling, squeezing the glute. I'm pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Squeezing through the right glute. We're going to take that knee and ankle up to the ceiling. Try and have a straight line between the knee and ankle and lower. Squeezing through the glute, knee and ankle up, and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, squeeze through that glute, knee and ankle up, and we're pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Brilliant. We're lengthening that top leg. You can just give it a bit of a pat off as well. Pointing through the toe, we're taking the leg up to the ceiling. Flex, lengthen that top line, lift the lower waist up and lower. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. Good. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower back down. 4 more. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. 3 more. Pointing, flex, lengthen and lower. 2 more. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower. Last one now. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen and lower back down. Good. Bend your knees and give it a shake off. We've got one more little planky to do. You can do it. So we're rolling onto our fronts. Remember, if you find the plank hard, just stay. Keep your knees down. If you can, we're pushing up into that plank. Have a little look at your frame. And we're holding it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Pop your knees down. Let's just sit back on your heel down. Just loosen that back off. And then we're rounding and stacking that spine. Good. Counter sitting. So we're going to slide our bands off. Legs are straight out in front of you. Actually, the band's handy. Sorry, we are going to need them, so I'm going to have to unknot my band. Keep the bands handy because we're going to need them in a sec. Legs straight out in front of you, crown of the head to the ceiling. So what we're going to do now is the roll back C curve, rolling down and coming back up. But each time we're going to get a little bit lower and lower and lower, until we get to a point. Well, what I'm hoping is that we're going to keep coming up. But if you get to a point where you think, I'm not going to get back up, then you can come down and come back up again. Okay, but the aim is we're going to stagger it, so we're really working that core, and we can't use momentum as an excuse to get back up again. You can, of course, use your bands for this one if you want. Put them around your feet. Just make sure you keep your shoulders down if you are. Okay, so just take it gently to begin with. So drawing the belly button to spine. On the out breath, we're C curving the back. Keep the shoulders down, not too low. The first one, and then we're rolling and stacking. Good. On the out breath, a little bit lower this time. So rolling back and round and stack. Good. A little bit lower. Good. So lumbar, thoracic, and rolling back up. Good. Let's see if we can get onto the shoulders now. So C curving. We're rolling, rolling, rolling. Just as you come onto the shoulders, we're rolling back up. Good. If you can't, that's fine. Just come down. Let's do one more time. Let's see if we can get mid-shoulders. Again, if you don't make it back up again, just start from the beginning. And we're rolling back up. Good. We're going to do a full one now. So rolling back down, shoulders down the back. We're coming all the way down. Arms up above the head. Deep breath in as we breathe out. Arms to the ceiling. Come up from the breastbone. Look at your toes. We're rolling up. Reach the arms forward over the feet. Keep them up though. Don't take hold of the feet. And lengthen through that back. Stacking that spine back up. Good. One more time. We're rolling back down. We're going to come up again. Squeeze the knees and feet together. Lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down. Reach the arms up above the head. And then on the out breath, arms to the ceiling. Come up from the breastbone. Look at your toes. And we're rolling up. Good. Reach forward. This time we can take hold of the toes or ankles, calves. Drop the head down between the arms. Good work, everyone. Just breathe through that. Good. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. On each out breath, I want you to see if you can take your chest a little bit lower over your knees. Last one. Good. Rounding and stacking that spine. We're going to just roll down now to the mat. So draw the belly button to spine. We're rounding down, lumbar, thoracic. Reach the arms over your head, back of the hands on the floor, flexion through the feet. Lengthen your left leg and left arm away. So we're lengthening all through that left side. And relax. And then right arm, right leg. And relax. Good. One more time to each side. Keep flexion. So you want to feel like you're pushing your heel away from you. and relax, and then right arm, right leg, and relax down to the mat. Brilliant. We're going to bend those knees, arms down by your side. Knees and feet are hip width apart, about a hand and a half length away from your glutes. So when you're ready, engaging the core muscles, we're going to come up into the shoulder bridge position. So on the out breath, we're curling that pelvis up off the mat, peeling the vertebra one at a time, pushing forward through the fronts of the thighs. Hips are lifted, rib cage down. Check there's no tension through the neck and shoulders. And then we're going to come back down one vertebra at a time, keeping the pelvis curled up to the end. If you can, have a little look at the camera now. I just want to show you the next one we're going to do. So we're going to come up into the shoulder bridge. We're going to float the left leg to tabletop, and then we're going to lower the back straight down and push back up again. But remember, don't push that rib cage out. We need to keep that down. And we're going to do 5 of these on the one leg, and then obviously we're going to change. Okay. Of course, if that feels too much for you, you can of course do tabletop, lower, and then come back down. All right. When you're ready, gauging that core, peeling that pelvis up off the mat, pushing through the fronts of the thighs. Keep that neutral spine. So hips lifted, rib cage down. We're going to float the left leg up to tabletop, squeezing through the glute. We're lowering straight back to the mat and push back up again. But remember that you're pushing the hips, not the rib cage. In breath to lower. Out breath back up. Good. 3 more. In breath to lower. Out breath push up. 2 more. In breath to lower. Out breath push up. Last one. And push back up on the out breath. We're lowering that left foot to the floor. Perfect. We're floating the right leg up to tabletop. Good. So in breath, we're lowering back, straight back to the floor. So the leg stays up and tabletop. Good. In breath to lower. Out breath, push those hips up. Try not to let the position of that right leg change. Keep that strong and secure there. And push. Good. 2 more. In breath to lower. Out breath pushing up. Last one. In breath to lower. Out breath to push up. We're lowering the right foot to the floor. And then we're coming back down one vertebra at a time, keeping the pelvis curled up until the end. Hug those knees into your chest. Rock from side to side, loosening off your back. You can take those knees a bit wider if you want. Good. We're going to grab our bands now. Place them around your left foot. The right foot, knee is bent, and back down to the floor. Good. So we've got that band around your left foot. Keep your toes clear of the band. So it's around you sort of the arch of the foot rather than around the toes. Good. And just taking a nice pull so you feel that stretch through that left hamstring. And we're just going to start to point and flex through the foot. Point and flex. Good. 2 more times. Point and flex. Try and push the heel up to the ceiling and flex. Good. And then we're going to take that left leg out to the side. Keep the right knee centered as far as you can go till you start to feel that pull through the inner thigh of that left leg. Good. But again, keep that right knee centered. And then take that left leg up to the ceiling. Lengthen your right leg away now. For the bent knee, lengthen it away. Take the band in the right hand and let your left arm come out to the side. And we're going to bring that leg over to the right side, all the way over. Good. And then if you can, bend that right knee so that lengthened leg gets bent. Place your hand holding the band on top of the knee, and then just gently push the knee down towards the floor. So we're just changing where that stretch is triggering. We're just really getting into the top of the glute medius here. Keep the left shoulder down towards the floor and looking to that left side. Brilliant. So we're centering that knee back up. We're going to change legs. So open the band, pop your right foot into the band, left knee bent and on the floor. Take a pull on that band so you're feeling that stretch through the hamstring. Good. And then we're going to start to point and flex. Remember, on the flexion, push that heel up to the ceiling. Point and flex. Good. And then we're going to take that right leg out to the side till you start to feel that stretch through that inner thigh. Keep the left knee centered. Think of shoulders relaxed, chin to chest, nice and long through the back of the neck. We're going to bring that right leg back up to the ceiling, lengthen the left leg away, take the band in the left hand, right arm out to the side, and we're bringing that right leg over to the left side, head facing the right hand, and then bend that lengthened leg. Place the hand holding the band on top of that knee and push the knee down towards the floor, but at the same time keeping the right shoulder down into the mat. Good. Breathing through that. So we're centering back up again. Take the band off. Bend the knees. We're actually going to cross the right knee over the left knee. Arms out to the side. So the knees are actually crossed. We're going to cross those knees so the knees are meeting. And then we're going to take both knees over to the right, head goes to the left. So again, here we're getting it a little bit higher, sort of just above the top of the pelvis there. So into that lower back. So if you suffer with any tightness in the lower back, this is a lovely rotational stretch for you. Just relax and breathe through any tightness you're feeling. Good. And we're going to center those knees back up. Slide the right ankle back onto the left knee. And then we're going to scoop that left leg up. Draw it towards your chest. Try and keep that right knee as wide as possible into that 4 shape. Good. If you find it hard to lift the left leg up, just leave it on the floor and just keep the pressure on that right knee. Keep it out. Just feel that lovely glute piriformis stretch. Good. So we're going to take the feet back down to the mat. Cross the left knee over the right now so the knees are meeting. Arms to the side, palms to the ceiling. Take both knees down to the left. Head goes to the right. Good, just breathing again through that stretch, through any tightness. Good. And then take the lumbar spine to the mat as we center back up. Slide the left ankle back onto the right knee. Draw that right knee up towards your chest. Keep the knee wide, the left knee wide. Think of the length through the back of the neck, shoulders relaxed. Keep the pressure on that stretch. Good, just sliding the chins to the chest. Good, breathing through that stretch. Good, and we're going to take the feet back down to the mat. We're going to roll onto our sides and come up to sitting now. I know it's 10:30, so if anyone needs to shoot off, by all means, we're done. But I'm just going to do the psoas stretch. So if you've got a couple of more minutes to stay with me, great. Grab a block or cushion. Place your right knee, place it under your right knee or a towel, anything just to cushion that right knee a bit. And then we're going to bring the left leg forward all the way sort of towards the front of the mat. Good. The top of the right foot is flat on the floor. So sorry, because I had mine tucked under, but it is flat on the floor. And we're going to slide forward. Make sure the knee does not come over that ankle joint. Good. Right arm up to the ceiling. And then very gently over into a left side bend. So the leg that's back, that's the arm you want to have up. Drive that right hip down towards the floor. Centering back up, we're going to take both hands either side of that left foot. Tuck that right toe underneath you and straighten through that back leg. Driving the right hip down towards the floor. Good. So the aim is to have that back leg as straight as possible. Good. Lower the right knee down back onto the block. Again, take the top of that right foot back. We're going to straighten through the front leg now, so the toes are coming up off the mat, and drop your chest down over the knees. Good. And just breathing through this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. So we're going to change legs. So block underneath the left knee, right foot forward. So bringing it as far forward as you can. And then we're going to slide that, drive that left hip down towards the floor. Good. Make sure the knee doesn't come over that ankle joint. Left arm up to the ceiling and then over into that left side bend. Keep driving that hip down. Good. And then take both hands down either side of your right foot. Tuck that left toe underneath you, and we're straightening through the left leg. Again, keep driving that left hip down. Brilliant. And then lower the left knee back to your block, top of the foot flat on the floor. We're straightening through the right leg now. So the toes are coming up slightly. Drop the chest over that right knee. Good. It's a strong one, but it's a really lovely stretch, this, and it gets all the way right up to the top of that hamstring attachment. 2 and 1. Brilliant. So we're going to come onto all fours. Slide the Jane, if you just want to come into down dog, or I don't know if you're sort of shooting off, we're going to tuck the toes underneath us, push up into down dog, feet hip width apart, take the head through to the knees, shoulders down the back, soften through the knees, walk the hands back towards your feet, and then we're slowly rounding back up, stacking that spine, come up to standing. Good work, everyone.